Kiwi.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The best ideas are free with Ben Young from Bwaggy.com.
They are, and he's got ideas for us this morning. G'day there, Ben.
Good morning.
BWAGY.com, also on Twitter as well. You've had a great weekend, I hear.
Yeah. So I went along to Auckland's Google Barcamp. So I think I've talked a bit in the past about Barcamp.
Yep.
It's a bit of an unconference. Everyone turns up. There's no set agenda. And then the attendees go and set the agenda for the topics that they'd like to hear.
And who turns up to these things?
Ooh, a wide range of people. So this was called the Google Barcamp. The idea is that you're talking about Google products and services and that kind of stuff. So clearly anyone involved with Google in terms of their way of life or their business. So there's a wide range of people from programmers to marketers to designers. Who else? A lot of people that are online content producers, like bloggers, although it did have to compete with Semi-Permanent the same day, so that kind of sucks a decent audience away.
A lot of creative people like that. Yeah. Golly, I should have gone along to this. I mean, I think I run my whole life through Google. Got the email, the calendar, the photos, the YouTube.
I tell you now, the wait list
the tasks.
Is huge. I think it was 120 or 140 people could go. Yeah. And we were sponsors, so we found out about 2 days after they opened it up. So we were in the first 30, Duncan and I. So we managed to get along. But I think the wait list was almost up to 300 at one point.
Well, they need to put it in a bigger venue.
Yeah.
So what happened? And what was useful about it?
So we turned up, put some of the sessions together, and there was a nice range. It went from very ultra geeky stuff that flies over my head, but I can still kind of understand, to only slightly geeky, I guess. A few of my favourite sessions were is privacy FUD? Is privacy still alive online? And that was quite a heated session. Yeah.
As people were checking into Foursquare.
Yeah, I bet.
Facebook Places.
Yeah, and Twitter.
Yeah.
So that was quite interesting. I definitely added to the argument. People were saying, what are the concerns about privacy? Are we revealing too much? All those kinds of conversations. And I think what was quite interesting is people's perception on privacy. A lot of parents were looking at what younger people were doing online and saying, these guys don't understand privacy. Yep. Whereas part of my argument was, well, they do. They're much more. I would suggest they're much more savvy than the older generations, as they understand what happens with their information. Yeah. Again, not everyone does, and some younger kids definitely don't. But they are kind of filtering what they put online, and I would definitely be filtering what I put online.
Yep, fair enough.
So that was quite a good argument. Then there was another one on the Google App Marketplace, and the Google App Marketplace is, I would like to call it like a business model in a box. So this is quite cool. With Google Apps, you can sign up for your own custom domained Google services. Yep. So, for example, at Bwaggy.com, I send my email to Google Apps. Yeah. And I've got my own branded Gmail, and I get Google Docs, analytics, and a whole lot of other things.
So what's the... Oh, okay, and analytics. Yeah. Because at the moment you can have a Gmail account that could, when you send an email, it could look like it comes from your domain, like Bwaggy.com.
So the key thing is for companies, they can centralise all their emails there, and they can still manage it and be a server admin and add users, remove users, reset passwords, and all those kinds of things.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free up until a certain number, and then it's like $5 or $25 per user per year. So it's pretty reasonable. And at the start of the year, they launched Google App Marketplace, which basically allows other applications to tap into Google Apps. So you can be running your business through the email and the Google Docs and be sharing and collaborating on documents, the email amongst team members. Yeah. And you can tie in Google App Marketplace and then add specific apps like Xero is on there, so that you can jump from your email where you're talking to a client to billing them and vice versa. And I think the idea is that soon you'll be able to send directly from Xero to Google Docs, although I think you might be able to already. Yeah. Another thing was integrating a CRM into your email.
A CRM?
So
yes.
customer relationship management.
Right.
So that when you get an email from a specific customer, it pops up with a kind of notice saying, oh yeah, they're linked to this business opportunity, or they're in the sales pipeline and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that was quite interesting. Very early days for Google App Marketplace. There were other discussions around Android. There was one session on how some people made $1 million off the Android operating system. I'm guessing through an Android app.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, it doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying we made $1 million online.
Yeah.
However, I didn't get to the session, so I don't know the finer details. Apparently it was very good.
This is in New Zealand, by the way.
Yeah.
Wow, good on them.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's export dollars.
Yeah, there's export dollars, and we don't hear a lot about these small business success stories.
Yeah.
It's always the big ones that the government wants to talk about, but it's important to talk about the fact that there are a lot of small businesses exporting, and they're the ones who are going to take us forward.
Yeah, well, so much of our economy is driven by small business.
Yeah.
If only we could get more of them to export.
Yeah.
And export more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to work on that in our business.
Google Barcamp sounds really good. So
very good.
Google Barcamp comes to your town, make sure you're on the list.
Yeah, definitely.
You could learn a thing or two. You'll be blogging more about this or talking more about this?
Yeah, so I'll put up a blog later this week about it.
Bwaggy.com, BWAGY.com, and you can ask him a question right now on Twitter, twitter.com/Bwaggy.
Very good.
Ben,
Thank
we'll
you.
see you next week.
Cheers.